All right. Hello, everyone. We are from the University of Notre Dame, and we have a project that we've been working on together. My name is Lisa Schirch. You want to say your name?
Yeah, my name is Kristina Radivojevic, but it's very hard to pronounce it, so I'm not mad about it.
Radivojevic. All right, so we're going to be talking about training LLM co-pilots and building public discourse sandbox. And really, all three of these projects are going to be open source resources for other people building LLMs to be able to fine-tune them in better ways. University of Notre Dame has the largest peace studies program in the world where I teach, but we're also a part of the Council on Technology and Social Cohesion that Kristen just talked about. Kristen's taken the chair from my hat to hers. And so we have really a global network of people with graduate degrees, PhDs. Adnan is one of our colleagues who has decades of experience facilitating and mediating and really thinking about public discourse as a discipline, as an academic discipline, and as an art, where you go into a facilitation and you have to figure out what sequence to put different facilitation elements into. So we're going to talk about three different projects. The first one is, wow, this is cutting off the titles. Let me just bring this forward a little bit. Oh, I'm messing it up. Is it better? All right, so the first one is navigating deliberative tech platforms and process design. So actually, Beth, you talked about some of the process design elements of sequencing a deliberative process, but they're not always in the same sequence. And as a facilitator, you're often trying to figure out and read the room and design a process with a bunch of stakeholders to figure out what is needed in this particular situation. And there's also now almost 200 deliberative platforms. And civil society and governments are very confused about how to know which one they should be able to use. So we're building an AI assistant that will help facilitators design those processes and sort of navigate. And so we're going to be really working with about 200 facilitators from around the world. We started this project a year ago, very involved in Israel-Palestine, weekly meetings, trying to figure out how they're making decisions, because it's really a difficult challenge. The second project is about really working with the Civic Health Project on this LLM on how to respond to toxic speech. But there are a number of other universities and other people who are also building LLMs to respond to hate speech or toxic speech. And in the last 2 years of research, we've realized that people who are doing this kind of responding speech have different people in mind. Some of them are trying to change the speaker's views. I see Karen Tamarius here. I learned this response from her several years ago. Others speak to the victims, like the I Am Here movement, hashtag I Am Here, and then others are really focused on the by-scrollers or the bystanders. We, over the last 3 years, have been sort of gathering information about people who do this kind of response strategy online to toxic speech, and we've been mapping out a variety of different strategies. Everything from, dropping funny memes into the toxic scroll to giving people breathing exercises to do, or memes with cute kittens, to everything to showing empathy to victims, offering legal precedents. So, the facilitation conflict resolution community tries different things, and we don't actually know which of these work better. But what we're trying to do is group them and train and fine-tune an LLM to be able to help people on the strategy that they're looking for. And I'll pass it now to, actually no, there's one more slide that I'm going to talk about. And that is that we're training these or fine-tuning these LLMs in two ways. One with gathering foundational science from a variety of different disciplines, because there are a lot of disciplines who relate to responding to toxic speech, And then we're doing large-scale interviews also with practitioners who are mediators and facilitators like myself for decades and really have been doing this almost in rote way to get their insight on what are the most effective strategies. Okay.
Thank you. So what we are trying to do, if you could just go to the next slide. Yeah,
Sorry.
so we are actually working on training a public discourse AI assistant. And as Dr. Schirch explained, we are doing that by first looking at foundational science articles and then looking at practitioners' expertise through the survey. So the idea is to, we found during this work that there is a lot of misalignment between what the research community thinks and what the practitioners think. So we are doing this step to calculate the alignment and ranks based on multiple factors. And then that will produce examples of response to toxic content, and that toxic content and those examples will be used for synthetic data generation. We will use AI technology, specifically LLMs, to generate more data because what we found is that in research specifically that there is not sufficient examples that can be used as a training data set for domain-specific fine-tuning. So through that process, we will derive a data set that will have examples produced by AI, and we'll have examples that are coming from real life collected through these research collected during the research collection process and during the practitioner expertise. That data set will then be verified by subject matter expertise or students in our team and also professionals in our team to confirm the output and to basically investigate those theories of change and to see how does the responses that we got from AI aligns with those theories of change based on what the community also thinks. So that final data set will then be used for training public discourse AI assistant. For that process, we will be testing different techniques, so prompt engineering, knowledge graph RAG, retrieval augmented generation, and for tailored fine-tuning. And each process will be used for different tasks, and then we will also try different fine-tuning techniques, and we will try different models. And then to test our work, we are working on building a sandbox. For this sandbox, we have a previous version available, which is a framework on top of some social media platform for testing human versus AI and AI versus AI interaction. And for that sandbox, we actually built a prototype. And that prototype will enable you, the researchers or the people from industry, to conduct your own research and to do this testing. Because we are now limited with access to data. So this will provide us to test all of our chatbots that we in this room are developing without having to go in the real world and potentially make some damage. So if we go to the next slide. So here is the QR code for the prototype. This is just a prototype, so we built this and we are looking for your feedback. So we would really appreciate if you could go to this platform, test it, and provide your feedback after playing around, but be aware that this is just a prototype. We are adding functionalities as we speak here.
And this QR code is on the posters outside as well.
And happy to answer all of your additional questions.
Yeah. I forgot to say something. Do I have 10 seconds to say one additional thing? The AI models are very polite already. So you can do zero-shot tuning to respond to toxic speech or few-shot tuning, but what we're talking about is much more complicated. So we're trying to get it much better at being able to respond, more than just polite. All right, thanks.
Thank you.